Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now.
Uno, dos, tres. The Lord lead the race. Blessings overflowing. See it on my face. Uno, dos, tres. The devil get erased. Hands to the sky, giving God all the praise. Chains get snapped. Prison doors collapse. Kingdom in my heart. Got the spirit on the map.
Welcome back, Sheriff. Uh, so this is the calm before the drunken storm. In the segment, I am now deeming my two fat cents. That's right. This is before the chaos of the tripod. I'm gonna drop a little bit of knowledge of the Lord to Sheriff. You said you've been looking for Jesus because everybody that you talk to who have found him seem like a weight has been lifted off their shoulders, and indeed, that does happen. But the funny thing about what you asked is that Jesus is already around you. Jesus is all around us all the time, omnipotent, even all it he's just looking for a relationship, really, a father-son relationship. So while you're driving to work, you can do your own skeet saloon with the Lord in your car. Just start talking. He's listening. Just speak what's on your mind, what's in your heart. As long as you're genuine, that's what he wants. Just ask him, Lord, reveal yourself to me in my dreams, in my life, in my heart. Soften my heart. Just talk about your day. Say, ask him questions. It's an open conversation that you will get answers to, but not on your time, on his time, because we're all on Jesus' time. We're not on our own time here. God isn't a genie. You don't rub a lamp and get three wishes. This isn't a transactional relationship. Like I said, it's a father-son relationship. You talk to him, you lean on him, you love him, you believe, have faith, and he'll be there for you. He'll answer your prayers. But again, on his time. And another common theme in the Christian lifestyle is when others see you preaching or talking about God, and then you guys are hanging out and you start dropping F-bombs and start drinking and, say stupid, silly stuff. And they're like, wait a minute, I thought you were Christian. Aren't you supposed to be all God and Christian like that? It's it's funny because that's the most common misconception amongst believers and I guess non-believers is that they look at you and they see you being you and like, wait a minute, aren't you supposed to be Christian? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It's because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're all flesh. We're human. We fail. And Jesus knew that. He still sacrificed himself on the cross for us, knowing we're all big idiots. He still loves us and we love him. And that brings me to my one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible because everybody relates to it. It's Romans 3:23. For all have sinned because we all fall short of the glory of God. In people terms, nobody's perfect. That's what that scripture means. Romans 3:23. Nobody's perfect, and God knows that. He still loves us. We are his children. But like I said, all it starts with you start your car, you get on the road, drive to work. Hey, Lord, thank you for waking me up today. Thank you for the air in my lungs. Thank you for this vehicle that started. Thank you for the job I'm going to. Thank you for my wife. Thank you for my family. Thank you. Just a spirit of gratitude is always a healthy way to start your day. That's how I start my day every day. And people look at me like I'm insane talking to myself on the road when I'm driving. But, again, nobody's perfect. But that has been my two fat cents. And now on to the secular side of things. Um, so I did watch Peacemaker. Peacemaker season two has ended. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great season. Of course, there's all kinds of people online complaining because that's what they do. But I mean, see for yourself. It was funny. It was entertaining. John Cena again flexing his acting chops. Impressive. I also started watching. Oh, I talk about flip side of things from what I was talking about. It's called Monster, the Ed Gein story. I didn't know anything about Ed Gein. I know of his name and being a famous serial killer. Netflix likes to do all that documentary stuff because women eat it up. I watched it just to stay in the zeitgeist because the star of the Ed Gein story apparently is like a famous dude from uh that biker show. I forgot what it was called, but um he's a big macho dude and he portrays Ed Gein. I'm 2 episodes in. Laurie Metcalf is his mother. Laurie Metcalf is Sheldon's mom from Big Bang Theory. She also played Aunt Jackie in the Roseanne series. She's a famous actress. You'd see what you don't you know who it is when I was talking about once you see her. I didn't need to see her naked. That was not a great scene. But she like suffers a stroke and he has to take care of her. By the way, he did a very peculiar acting choice. Charlie Dunham is his name. Charlie Dunham. Um, he's like super jacked and buff, but he I guess in order to prepare for this role, he just all of a sudden started talking with a high voice, and he's like this big macho dude. Again, he plays all the biker roles. He plays like a Viking. He played King Arthur or some bullshit. I don't know. But he made this bizarre choice of having a high voice while portraying Ed Gein, which is a lot of facing a lot of criticism because that was his choice. That's not how Ed Gein actually talked. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not familiar with Ed Gein, but I'm 2 episodes deep. It's very interesting. It's not getting great reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Like the people and the critics hate it. I find it interesting, maybe because I knew nothing about this guy. Apparently, Ed Gein is the inspiration for Norman Bates and Psycho. I didn't know that. But that's what this is. Like I said, I'm 2 episodes deep. And not only is it about Ed Gein, the serial killer, but it's also about Alfred Hitchcock and the making of his famous Psycho movie with Norman Bates. Like it's two stories in one series. It's 8 episodes, I believe. I'm too deep. It's very, like I said, interesting. And I've watched hundreds of horror movies. And in this Ed Gein story, I've seen something I've never seen before, and it's based on a true story, so it actually happened. I don't know if you're gonna watch it, so I'm just gonna say it now. Hey, stupid cats. Anyway, I'm just gonna say it now. So Ed Gein would kidnap people. Well, he would murder people, drag their corpses to his house. He cut off 14 women's vulvas. Vulvas. So he had a box, like an ice chest, full of 14 vulvas, perfectly preserved. Never seen that before. And I've seen it all, like in all the horror movies. I've never seen something that gross. So it's a sight to be seen. It's a conversation piece for sure. But like I said, 2 episodes deep. I got 6 more to go, so I'm sure the more horror is to come of this Ed Gein story. But very interesting. Sticks. I went to the movies and I saw this horror movie that it was the trailer made it seem like this is a horror movie from the perspective of a dog. It's called Good Boy, and it's the story of a dog whose owner gets possessed, and the dog's kind of like fucked. He's fucked. He's a dog. What is he gonna do? So it's like I said, it's from the dog's perspective. But if I may say, if you ever watch this movie, don't head into this movie expecting it's going to be scary. It's not scary at all. It's not even a horror movie. It's like a suspense thriller, really, because the reason behind the owner's condition is explained. It's bizarre, but and it has horror themes, but not scary whatsoever. You feel sorry for the dog the whole movie is basically what you do. And stick around after the credits because there's something really special after the credits. It's a scant 73 minutes, so it's digestible. Dix, have you watched any movies lately?
Well, I know you were talking about the monster series on Netflix. The the wife has watched it. I've dipped in and out of it. I find it very interesting in itself because I find it's a different role that Charlie Hunnam has played. I find it interesting, and not in a bad way, kind of a good way, different way. I think it's neat. I think she's got like maybe two-ish maybe episodes left because she said he's like, I think where she's at now, he's in jail, and she just basically talked about, I think they're coming with a, I think they think that he's got like dementia or something like that because he can't remember like the all the bodies they found in his house. Like, well, I don't remember killing him, but I know I dug some of them up. So I think it's pretty neat. We watched the Menendez brothers one, which I thought was neat, but we didn't get a chance to see the first one. I see they're already talking about a fourth season with Lizzie Bourdain, so I think that's going to be kind of neat. I think Charlie Hunnam is supposed to return not as Ed Gein for that season, but he's going to be playing a role in that next coming up season. So I'm interested to watch that. Really, I kind of took a I got on one of the free apps on Roku. I got on, I think it was Tubi,
Uh-oh.
and they have some pretty decently good movies. I also have some ones that are like a little bit out there, like the old lady. She watched I think Popeye the Slayer Man, which I believe I had watched. I watched a two-part movie, possibly a third one. They teased it. I watched Don't Fuck in the Woods 1 and 2.
What the
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The title itself. I mean, I didn't know. I totally didn't know what I was getting myself into. I thought I was going to be watching a C-rated movie that probably had porn casting and directing.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much that. Um, the I didn't know if it was going to be a serial killer, some kind of monster. Well, come to find out, it is some kind of monster. It looks like a cross between Swamp Thing and an alien. How they've kept the movie, this how they kept you from going from one to two, and the possibility of going from two to three because they do tease three at the end of the credits, but I don't know if they're going to do it or not. Just to go ahead and save you your time and valuable brain space, I wouldn't watch these. I mean, there if you want background noise while you're doing other things, maybe and maybe if you just take a glance over and glance back for like glance away for the next hour and a half, it'd be something good to watch. But yeah,
If I may ask, I'm just off basing this off the title of the movie. Is this monster killer upset that people are fornicating in the forest?
well, it seems like this monster has like is either like it smells maybe the pheromones because it's always just like kind of lurking around the woods, and then you start hearing the couples start, and right before the anticipus of climation, they always end up getting killed. So you
That's not
kind
the
of
horror
get them.
movies I watch.
Oh no, this is totally not the type
Oh,
of horror films I would watch. But I'm also one that is into watching the cheesy B-rated ones because I'm always just kind of looking for stuff. Like I've gone down the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, like that type of universe, which seems to be supposedly growing with different characters of that. I mean, well, that's TBD, but I mean, hey,
well, just to give you a peek behind the curtain, Sticks, Don't Fuck in the Woods. Critics didn't even bother, not even one critic rated this, but the people give it a whopping 35%. Caesar,
Yeah.
welcome back to the tripod. Have you partake in any entertainment recently? Movies, TV shows, if you will. besides wrestling?
I haven't been to the movies. Caught up on some anime, bunch of anime. That's about it. Caught up on Kaiju number 8. Caught up on 2B Hero X. What else? Countdown on Prime. Started watching that again.
Mm-hmm.
All good shit. All good shit.
Sticks don't fuck in the woods too. Even the people didn't bother rating it. So,
Wait, there's a movie y'all were talking about called Don't Fuck in the Woods?
there's a sequel as well. Yeah.
Serious.
Six dipped his toe in the Tubiverse and dug up some of the worst viewing movie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I bet there was one Negro in that movie and he died in 20 minutes.
I don't even know if there was even that, to tell you the truth.
they couldn't
Well,
afford-
Negroes ain't fucking in the woods, but if there was, that nigga would have died in 20 minutes.
I did watch an Apple TV movie called The Lost Bus with Matthew McConaughey, which is
Okay.
based on true events, of course, the fires in Paradise in California, which I thought was like 3 years ago. It was in 2018. I was like, really? Holy
Yeah, man, they was burning shit down. Yeah, the fire,
And
they just went on for a long time.
it was funny. Like it was it was a funny movie. Like if you watch this movie, towards the end of the movies, it's just so fucking outrageous what happens. Because the whole movie is played as a drama, obviously. Fires, tragedy, and everything. Matthew McConaughey, his son's sick, his grandma, they're both up in the woods. He's a school bus driver. He needs to transport some kids from one school to another side because everyone's trying to leave town because of the fires. It's ridiculous what happens at the end. If you guys want a good laugh at the end, check it out. It's very melodramatic. The people they gave it like 90 and 80. I was like, no, 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 no. This is clearly a 50 if I was giving it a percentage. It wasn't a waste of time because of how funny the ending was. But yeah, if you have Apple TV and you want to just kill some time, I know Cesar has Apple TV. Check it out if you want. If
I'm gonna
not,
watch it tomorrow.
no harm, no foul. But TNA had a pay-per-view. It's their WrestleMania, and TNA was bound for glory. Of course, I didn't watch the pre-show. Show kicks off with international champion Frankie Kazarian versus Steve McLean. Mama McLean in the front row, flipping off the king of TNA. Frankie hits the angel wings to McLean. Shout out to Christopher Daniels. KIA McLean wins the match. The TNA president waddles in there, gives McLean his title. Pretty paint by numbers match. He hugs his mom and they flip off the camera. It was all right. It was a decent kickoff. What did you think, Sticks, to the kickoff? And if you have any pre-show notes, because I know you caught the pre-show, throw them in there.
Pre-show was basically the TNA Hall of Fame inductions, all-female class. The only match they had was the Inspiration versus the Elegances, which Ash walked them out, and then she proceeded to go ahead and walk back out the doors. I mean, it was an all right match. I find that they're like with the Inspiration slash Iconic girls, like their wrestling comes in waves. Like there's times when they have like really good wrestling matches, and there's times where it's like, okay, you girls need to get back down there, the flatbacks where Cassie's hubby is running the show, to start tightening up your wrestling moves. I think we're kind of getting to that point there. There's some slop on some of the moves in the match, but I mean they were able to retain, so it kind of still leaves you in question of what's going to go on with the girls of Elegance. First match of the main card, I thought it was a good match. I gave it 5 in the 5 pretzels. I thought it was a nice way. Frankie, the king of TNA, hit a Pele kick that went into the angel ring, so I like the tip of the hat to his boys, AJ and Christopher Daniels. McLean came out hot out of the gates. Basically went for a scud right before the match even started. Kind of had some brawling there. You thought the King of TNA was maybe gonna be able to head in and take over. The great back and forth. I like the back and forth that he had with his mom. McLean regaining the title, I thought was a good move. Having the Kang have that championship on his resume is another resume builder. Now he's just got to get the big one, which maybe he'll get down the road. I mean, we'll maybe talk about a little bit more about that later. But I thought it was a pretty good little kickoff for the for Bound for Glory.
Yeah, Cesar, we kicked off Bound for Glory with the International Championship, the Gang versus McLean. What did you think?
Yeah. Everything Stick said was happening. McLean came out there, McLean came out there hitting that scud, like right out the ring. He trying to get the title back. He mad that, Kang TNA is the Kang TNA. He do what he want. He get what he want. He the GOAT. Um, and they had a bunch of back and forth, and they was cooking in that ring and doing shit inside the ring, outside the ring, yeah, fucking with people's moms and dads and shit like that. And Kang just came up short in that, man. Kang, he just came up short, man. He don't care about this bullshit title, okay? This is a new title. It's a bullshit title. He just wanted to win it just to win it. We all know the X Division title, the heavyweight title. Those are the real titles, okay? The Kang just wanted to win this shit just to be like, hey, look here, nigga. I wanted to, so I won that shit. Get off my nuts. I'm the Kang. I'm out this bitch. And that's what happened. That's what happened. He was just out there doing work, doing dirt, like the Kang do. He was out there getting it, and then he did what he had to do. And then hey, shit just didn't happen to go his way, but he did what he had to do, and now he chilling
Yeah,
like the Kang do.
the King had other plans.
Yeah, he doesn't plans, man. He ain't worried about no bullshit, Tyler.
Up next, it was Gia Miller, the backstage interviewer,
Mm-hmm.
versus Tessa Blanchard. This is TNA's WrestleMania. And on
Mm-hmm.
the main card, we have Gia Miller versus Tessa Blanchard. If there was ever a bathroom match ever assembled, this was it. I don't think the crowd could give two fucks about this match. Jody Threat in Gia's corner, Alicia Fox in Tessa's. Gia's family's in the front row. I guess this is family night at Bound for Glory. Gia's Miller's ass gets my beer cheese. Gia Miller's ring skills gets my from under cheese. Jody and Alicia Fox fight to the back. Tessa punches Gia with a roll of quarters, and Tessa wins, Cesar. Captivating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ain't nobody care about this bullshit. Now, Gia Miller, we get it. You look good. You're in the back. You're talking to bitches. Tessa keeps disrespecting you. So you decide to punch a bitch in the mouth. Fair enough. Fair enough. Bitch show you disrespect, you punch a bitch in the mouth. Ain't nobody hating on you for that. Well, yeah, you need to take your ass back to flatbacks or some shit like that, like Stick said, and tighten your shit up. Okay. Not that booty. That booty don't need no more tightening. You keep that booty like it is. Okay, the body is good. You keep that shit like it is. You just tighten up the wrestling. This got for me, a good God and some blue chew. That's all I got. That's all I got. I don't know where you put that on the scale. It just got some good God and a blue chew. That's all I got from me.
So years ago, I'd say 3 years ago, TNA wasn't talked about on the tripod. Sticks every now and then. I would throw Sticks a bone and say, Sticks, what's your drip pack of the week? Just shine some light.
Mm-hmm.
Pack, So, Sticks he even had a side podcast with our friend Andy with an eye, of course, the Steel World Blackout. They would talk all about TNA. So I'm very well aware of Styx's TNA roots. TNA is in Styx's heart. He's an apologist, possibly, for some of TNA's antics. But even you, Styx, even you had to scratch your head when this match was booked on the main card of TNA's WrestleMania All that being said, Sticks Adam, what did you think of this match?
The only thing I can think of is why they did this is like a lot of your promotions. Well, I mean, a lot of your big promotions. We talk about two of them. Kind of have a feel good type of match indoor moment during their show. So I don't know if they were hoping this was that. I am I have knowledge of Gia Miller. She is Ace Austin, our boy, one half of the greatest tag team on the face of the earth that brings peace and does the Lord's work. She is Ace Austin's significant other slash. I don't know if they're married, but I've seen her work on the indies, and it's been way better than this. Like she does, she can wrestle. I don't know. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe she had some nerves with this being this, but yeah, it wasn't great. I mean, she totally botched a crossbody that was basically a chop block at best if you want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just trying to get Tessa Blanchard on TV to kind of keep that heel heat going. That's the only thing I can say about it. Yeah, I mean, this, if you really wanted to have this match, you probably should have flipped the women's knockouts to this and then had that on there. But hey, I mean, I'm not backstage, I'm not creative, I'm not a matchmaker. Far from me to be able to lay out a match card, but yeah, this definitely was the bathroom break match of the night indoor of the last couple of months of any TNA or TNA Plus pay-per-view. Yeah, this should not have been on the main card. This was probably something that might be instructional wrestling video of what not to do. But I mean, I digress. I gave it maybe a quarter of a pretzel and a lot of pretzel dandruff.
This should have opened Impact the week, leading up to Bound for Glory. Anyway, next was the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, I guess the 7th annual. These are the participants. It was Xia Li, Mara Sade, the Nemeths, Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann, AJ Francis, Saint, BDE, the Rascals, Danny Luna, EY, Jake Something, Rosemary, Hometown Man, Zach Clayton, Jody Threat, Nope, Frankie Kazarian, Santino, Matt Cardona, Mance Warner. It came down to Dolph Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian. Double pin. They both win, and the crowd is livid. So both get to call their shot in the future. Sticks, what did you think of the 7th annual Call Your Shot Gauntlet?
I didn't mind it. There was a lot of action. When you have like a battle royal indoor gauntlet type of match like this, you're gonna have a lot of action. I guess I was maybe hoping for a little bit more surprises, but I mean, it is what it is. The ending, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it keeps the intrigue factor for the call your shot with having both people. I mean, the thing I liked about this was that they start off with like a battle royal, and then you have the two wrestle in a one-on-one. So I like that. But you had something like this. I mean, it'll be interesting to see where they go with this, as both guys being technically kind of heels. But I like the backstage that they had a little bit afterwards with the Nemeths and then the Kang. So I mean, it's going to leave it intriguing, and it'll hopefully turn into some kind of good TV for Thursday nights and or upcoming TNA Plus PLEs.
My highlight was seeing Danny Luna, but I digress. Cesar, the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, what'd you think?
It's always a good old matchup, with the broads and the dudes, and they were beating the shit out of that one Nemeth cracker. Broads was in there getting it in, doing work. And the dudes mixing up with them, beating the brakes out of them hoes. That nigga that can clothesline the fuck out that bitch, running around the ring like she was crazy, like a chicken with her head cut off. God damn, he did her dirty. That shit was real. That shit was real, nigga. And then yeah, Santino damn near calling his shot, hit a nigga with a cobra, fucking his couch up, getting in a ring, getting knocked out. Everybody who showed up showed out. Good old matchup. And then you had the Kang and Dolph Nemeth um, catching the win. So they both get a call to shot because I really wasn't paying attention after that.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, but there's still just only one trophy.
One trophy.
So they each get a call to shot, but they have to have a trophy to call the shot. But they both can hold the trophy, and even still, they probably both could call their shot in the same match.
Hypothetically, if
I
they,
feel, yeah, okay.
it's
I
like
feel
the
like this
money
is
in the bank briefcase. They have to physically be holding the fucking trophy.
holding the briefcase and turn it in.
Yeah.
But like, if Frankie would have turned it in, like Dolph would still have his shot, correct?
Yes. Right, Sticks?
Okay. That's what I want to say.
That's what I'm assuming. I mean, I'm not for certain. I would assume that if Frankie called it, he'd have to have the trophy, and then Dolph would then maybe end up getting like 100%
possession of it. Yeah.
of it. I mean, I could see them going with both of them winning. They have to basically come to the determination that they both have to call their shot at the same time. I mean, I can see them going either way, but I mean, yeah, I think you're 100% right on that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff, man. I was thoroughly enjoyed.
Well, up next for the TNA Knockouts Championship, it was Kalani Jordan versus Indy Hartwell. The women are not getting any pops from this crowd tonight, and it was confirmed by the sheriff who was in attendance at Bound for Glory. He said the two women's matches were the worst of the nights because no one gave a fuck. Indy's family there, again, because it's family night at Bound for Glory. Indy seemed sluggish during this. She struggled to powerbomb Kalani, who is half her size, by the way. Kalani carried this entire match. Hertz Donut is the worst looking finisher I've ever seen next to Mercedes. Kalani wins with split-legged moonsault. The TNA president hands over the title, and I scratched my nuts because I could care less. Cesar, what'd you think of the Knockouts Championship match?
Yeah, crowd went in it. I went in it. Like I was just like,
Imagine if this was in Europe. Like everyone would be losing.
Crowd would have been beating their dicks. I would have been super invested, man. That's what I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you guys. Fuck Mania, bro. I'm gonna go to a regular ass pay-per-view and like I'm gonna go to Clash of the Castle next year or some shit. And I guarantee you it's gonna be the livest pay-per-view I've ever. I want the fucking noise meter through the roof. I want the stadium to shake. I'm gonna be singing. I'm like, damn, what are these lyrics? I don't know this shit. All I know is I hear voices in my head, and that's all I know. Nigga, I'm gonna have to get the lyrics downloaded on my phone. I'm gonna be pulling them shits up. Shit gonna be lit. Fuck them. Fuck paying 18K to go to Mania. Nah, man, I'm gonna pay like 2K in flights and like
just imagine
$300 for a Clash of the. And I'm gonna go to the Raw Monday.
How the crowd
SmackDown Friday, the Raw Monday. I'm gonna be over there for a week living the dream.
The Gia Miller Tessa match, as shit as that match was in Europe, they would have been chanting at Tessa that she's a racist. They would have been chanting for Gia because she's hot. They would have lost their minds for that shit match.
If Gia's song had lyrics, they would have sung that shit. They'd have been like, Gia, let me eat your booty cake. Gia, let me eat your booty cake. Gia,
Tessa is a shit cunt. Tessa is shit cunt.
Tessa is a shit cunt. Tessa is a shit cunt. And she says, nigga. Like they would have sang all that shit, bro. They would have been singing that shit. It would have been way more entertaining. This shit was a match. I mean, it should have been a better populated match, probably, I would say, than it should. Or I don't know. They was out of it. I was out of it, bro. Like literally, they was out of it. I was out of it.
I mean, I didn't even bother rating any of these matches because I was not invested at all. Styx, the Knockouts Championship match. I mean, I know Styx has seen the light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to these matches. We're a little bit more harsher because we're not as dedicated to the total nonstop action brand. But
Yeah,
Styx,
I'm with the shits. It's just that this wasn't
what did you think,
the
Styx?
shits.
I find that in a lot of Indy Hartwell matches, she has good matches and then she kind of has bad matches. This was definitely one of those bad matches. Um, I look at this as it was a. I look at with Kalani being a knockout champion, is that they're having her with like a major championship for TNA to prep her to see how she would be as the NXT Women's Champion. Like, can she handle the pressure with that? If going into a match, and I look at something like this, like she had somebody, she's wrestling with somebody of Indy Hartwell who wasn't obviously on her A game for wrestling in a match, but Kalani was able to carry it. She was able to kind of, I guess, maybe say if you want to maybe keep a little bit of your interest in it. If you're gonna have any outcome of watching this, it was that Kalani did shine. And if as the champion, you would want to be able to say that instead of the other way around, whereas your challenger shined even though she lost. Um, so I think with this, it was a bright spot for Kalani. And then with Indy Hartwell, it just tells you that if you want to be a major promotions women's champion, you can't really have an off night. Like you need to show up and you need to be able to hold your own weight in a match like this. And she didn't.
So we've talked about 4 matches, and then the next match is when Bound for Glory started, because we had the
Oh yeah.
hardcore war between
Yeah.
Order 4 and the system. This is when I woke up. This is when I started paying attention. This is when I started getting invested into Bound for Glory. This
This
is
is probably when Sheriff took his pants off.
this is basically War Games minus the cage. Kendo stick, bat, Patriots helmet, cheese grater, chairs, staple
Chair,
gun, sledgehammer.
chain,
Jason Hotch doing his best John Moxley cosplay, covered in his own blood. Special Agent Zero, Order 4 secret weapon in this. Moose covered in chains. Then Moose's aura gets reduced to 0 when he slips on a chair while trying to run towards Special Agent. The ladies bring in barbed wire kendo stick and a bag of tacks. Special Agent Zero double barrel choke slams Alicia onto the tacks, which was the most shocking moment of the entire fucking pay per view. She ate that shit and paid her dues.
ate that shit, bro.
Hats off to Alicia.
Alicia Edwards.
You want to know something? No,
Yeah, bitch. How are you this tough?
that was
How are
incredible.
you this tough?
If she can take that, you know she can take a good dicking.
First of all, yeah, Eddie ain't bringing no dick like that. She taking that moose dick, getting hit with some shit like that. That nigga Double Agent Zero is at least 6'7". Pick that 100-pound bitch up like she's a pillar.
So
That nigga was like this,
yep.
above his head, and he dogged that bitch. Shot doom.
And Moose with the
the
chain
tacks.
wrapped around him. Moose spears Special Agent. Ali dumps sack of tacks onto Alicia's body, then attempts a 450 to her, but Alicia moves. Eddie wraps his knee in barbed wire and hits Ali with a Boston knee party for the win. That's 2 losses, remarkable losses that Ali has suffered as of recently. But trust in the system. They are victorious. Alicia gets all the respect. She was the star of that fucking match. Incredible.
MVP.
That was a great match. Cesar, what do you think of the hardcore war?
Sticks. Now you know I'm usually with you, and I'm usually ride or die what you said. And I wore this shirt tonight, the All Ego shirt, because All Ego has been doing great work, and he's a great heel. He's top notch, and I saw what you saw in this man. Great wrestler, great heel, could talk his shot. But there is a new evil nigga in the world. And the new evil nigga in the world, yeah, he may have lost the all ego. That's just his all ego on NXT. But the fact that this nigga, my hero, Mustafa Ali, put thumbtacks on top of this bitch while she was laying in the thumbtacks, and then put them on top of this bitch. And he said, "You know what? You know what?" And nigga said, "Look." He looked left. He looked right. He was like, "Fuck this match. I'm about to get this dub. This silly bitch gonna get in my ring, and then this silly bitch gonna bring the thumb attackers in my ring and try to hurt my secretary of secretarius, Tasha Steele." This nigga said, "Hell no, bitch. You done fucked up. I don't care who your husband is. I don't care who you fucking." Yes, nigga got up to the top rope. This sad nigga got up to the top rope and said, y'all want to see a dead body? Because I'm about to dead this white bitch. Okay. He said, "I'm taking this back for the sand niggas." Okay. He said, "I'm taking this back for 9/11. I'm about to kill a white bitch." Okay. She about to get murdered. He said, "OJ, there's another one gone, nigga. R.I.P." Well, and then that nigga New Jack too, who originally said that. But he was throwing that shit up to New Jack. He was like, "About to hit another one gone." He was going 450 this bitch with thumbtacks on her on the top, and while she was laying with it. This nigga is diabolical, okay? Diabolical. You can't even spell that shit, okay? I mean, you probably could if you had Google Translate, but I don't have that shit right now, so eat a dick. This nigga is the new most evilest nigga in wrestling. This is the most evilest nigga.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. That was some let's hijack a plane and go for a sightseeing tour.
He did.
Type of thing.
He did. He had a butter knife on a plane there, and this nigga was out here wilding. Okay, the third tower is down. This nigga is crazy. He was going to 450 a bitch, sandwiched between thumbtackers, just because it was the rules of. That's why I fuck with TNA. TNA was like, "We don't care about these bitches. These bitches can get hit like niggas. And if they want to get in the ring, they getting hit like niggas." And this sand nigga said, "Fuck this white bitch. I'm winning the match. I'm trying to win the match." He real. And shout out to Double Agent Zero for spiking that bitch like that. That nigga real. Nigga, you ain't even really been in the company that long. I think you only got 2 checks. I've only seen this nigga maybe like 3 times. He got 2 checks, and he's spiking bitches that's married to the system niggas on some thumbtacker. Yo, order 4 crazy. They're the real ones. They're the real criminals.
Sticks, I gotta imagine this got you out of your seat watching the hardcore war between Order 4, the system. What are your thoughts?
Oh, sorry. Shout out to Rich Homie Quan. That was in the Call Your Shot gauntlet match. Still repping that money, but then got his monkey ass whipped.
Well, like Cesar talked about, Tuesday we had Mustafa Ali and All Ego, which I thought was the best match on Tuesday. I don't know if we'll talk about it. If we don't, I thought that was the best match.
It was a good match. It was a good match.
It was
I like
caliber match.
Yeah, no, that was a. I don't know why. That Tuesday
match.
was a good show. That Tuesday was a good show.
Oh yeah, I like that. I hope if they keep this partnership together, I hope we get at least for however long this partnership is. I hope we at least get one show like that a year. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if we got 2 of those a year, maybe sometime beginning, sometime in the year. But
like a worlds collide, but not AAA. It can be team.
Yeah. I think because both companies have had talent on both sides of the fence. So I mean, it's a great. I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner, but I'm glad that they've done it. So it was going to be interesting to see how Ali was going to go from having his chance as opportunity of that to be able to get into this. And that guy was like he saw red. He was like, I don't give a shit. I lost that match. I'm gonna go for anything and everything. Like Cesar said, Agent Zero laid that chick down like a fucking pancake. Like he slapped that flapjack down on that chick. And then Ali was like, oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna lay these tacks down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Eddie Edwards know what I think about women. And if he would have landed that, that would have been very interesting. But him to just let alone go for that, knowing that she could move or she might not. It was great. This match was awesome. I mean, there was two matches I was looking forward to. It was this one, the X Division Championship. We'll talk more about that one. Unfortunately, that didn't have great of an outcome.
We'll get there.
Yeah. So this match, I thought it was neck and neck with that one, but I thought this one, just for the outcome and the non-fuckery that we had in it, I thought this was, even though it was a gimmick match, I thought this was the best match of the night. All these guys, I mean, because I thought the way they had the card, like the graphics for the card showing up, it was like, okay, we're going to get the four guys on each side. But TNA was like, hey, it's 2025. Fuck your dance card. We're doing intergender fucking wrestling, which, to be quite honest, it is 2025. We need to fucking be doing that. AEW dips their toe in every once in a while, then they're like, well, we should go back to mixed tag. WWE, come on now. It's 2025. These women can hang with the fucking guys. These women are whooping these guys' asses in matches. Let's go ahead and start doing this shit, because TNA has had no problem doing this for the last 5 to 10 years. And it ain't been bad at all. And once again, this showed up, and it showed you again, intergender wrestling is not a bad thing. I loved how Eddie and how they lean into him with them being in Massachusetts. He's from Boston. He had his wife and I believe one of their kids there. It was right to have him hit the Boston knee party with the barbed wire, which I know a lot of people are like, well, he took forever. Motherfucker, try wrapping your goddamn knee up with a barbed wire.
He cut his hand.
I mean, it's gonna fucking
make it not hurt.
He cut his hand.
Oh yeah, and, I mean, those knee pads, they ain't thick. They might be as thick as a volleyball knee pad, and if you check some of those, they ain't very thick. They're enough to basically be to protect you, to make sure you aren't gonna bust your kneecap. And to try to wrap your knee up with a freaking thing of barbed wire, it's gonna take a little bit. I like how they had that. This was the right move. I mean, the system has been the go-to, the faction of TNA at the moment. And I mean, Ali and the rest of these guys and gals, they're going to be able to come back. I mean, this loss isn't going to kill them. The group isn't going to splinter on Thursday. Now, I mean, it's going to show that there's going to be a little bit of riff, but it's going to be one of those that either they'll all turn on him or they'll just be like, okay, yeah, we got to tighten things up and we got to move forward. The system has done a lot, has done it all. They've been the go-to faction, the group that has individual wrestlers that are great wrestlers, but as a group together is one of the most dominant factions in TNA history. And it was the right move and right outcome for them to win.
I missed their old theme song. Up next for the X Division Championship, we had old Black Cynic Leon Slater versus Javon Evans, the young OG. This is awesome chance before these two men even begin, because they know who these guys are. Very cool that at just 21, they electrify audiences already. Just notice the referee is a ginger chick. Dueling NXT TNA
So
chants.
she black too.
Young OG getting bouncy. He breaks his own ass hitting an OG cutter on the apron. That looked painful. This action is so damn impressive. Slater countering a springboard cutter attempt into a leaping neck breaker. The 20-minute time limit expires. It's a draw. The crowd is livid, understandably. But Santino comes out, gives him 5 more minutes. I'm on the edge of my seat, gentlemen. I'm like, this is the beer cheese. There's no way. Nothing's topping this. This is beer cheese certified, Cesar. I was like, that's it. They got me. They got the show. This should have main evented. This is amazing. Then the lights go out.
Mm-hmm.
Dark State ruins the
Mm-hmm.
match. I poured out the beer cheese in the toilet, flushed twice. No contest. Who the fuck's decision was it at the WrestleMania of TNA to end one of the best matches we've seen all year with Dark State? Nobody likes them. They've done this angle before. Leon Slater and Javon Evans have fought Dark State already. There's why? This is the be-all, end-all event for TNA, and this is how they ended it. Heartbreaking, upsetting. Sticks, what were your thoughts about the match and then the end?
I think we all could come to agreement that when we at Victory Road, when we saw that promo, Javon Evans cutting that promo saying, I'm going to see you at Bound for Glory. I think we all knew, man, this match is going to be the cheek clapper match of the night. Like this one's going to be one that we'll talk about for a match of the year candidate, either with NXT under the NXT umbrella or under TNA. Like both these guys, like the youngest, they talked about the youngest X Division championship match in TNA history. These guys' future is so bright. That is one of those that you wear sunglasses indoors and at night. And when we went to these guys were laying it all out there. And then when we went to the time limit draw, I thought, because, they show the camera angle, both those guys were standing outside. They got that dopey looking TNA president standing there. I was hoping that motherfucker was actually going to grow a set of balls and be like, nah, someone's got to win. We're going to this because I'm sitting here ringside and these boys are out here laying it all out there. We got Santino. He came out 5 more minutes, was like, okay, whatever. We get like maybe, if we were lucky, a minute in. And then that shit happened. Whoever made the decision has got to be trolling us, knowing that nobody likes Dark State. Like these guys are just basically there to fucking just rub it in our face because they're just like, well, we don't have anything else for these guys to do. I mean, we've invested too much in them. We couldn't add them to the list of releases. So let's just go ahead and make everybody else feel the pain we got to feel with keeping them employed. So let's go ahead and do that. Like I said, there's 2 matches I was looking forward to. I thought going into this match for sure, this was going to be the beer cheese match, and it was on par with that. And then we had this happen. And it basically ruins anything and everything that these 2 guys gave us in the ring. Like the shit that these guys were doing was just great. Like there's matches that you guys we talk about are like, this is like, I don't know if you want to say once in a lifetime, but once in a generation. Like both these guys are in their prime. And they're out here, they're fucking laying it all out there. And then you give us the shit of an ending. Like it doesn't do anything for Javon, doesn't do anything for Leon, and it doesn't do anything for both brands. But you just did it because maybe they lost the tag team title, so they wanted to rain on everybody's parade. Well, that's fine. Do that shit in the tables match. But don't do it to this match, because this match is one of those that you could have the internet and or a lot of other, like I have not only our podcast, but a lot of other podcasts talk about for years to come. And now it will probably be because it was a shit ending that you had.
Whoever made this call was wrong 1,000,000,000%. This should have led to a series of matches between these guys. Like have this one with an ending, whether Leon retained or not, but say they shake hands, this isn't over, which gets us out. Oh, they're gonna do it again. Oh, this is awesome. And then they could have a series, maybe 3 matches. One wins, the other one wins, rubber match. Fantastic. For it to end like this at the WrestleMania of TNA was 100% the wrong move. This should have ended on an Impact episode, not this pay-per-view. Very upset, Cesar. What did you think of this shit?
So they can still do that, though. They can still do anything we're talking about going forward. Was this match good? Yeah, this was the best match of the night. Was the ending trash? Yeah, this is the worst ending because fucking Dark State. Because of fucking Dark State. But I mean, you had. Come on, let's go. I mean, this here smelled like a Master Michael special. It was nigga. Nigga. With the red-headed, now TikTok appropriate, nigga ref. Yeah, for a title. Yeah, we had uh England Black Cynic versus American Black Cynic. Yeah, these niggas was fighting for their life out here in these streets, talking shit, fake pumping. Nigga went for the handshake, went for an RKO. Ooh, hit the shit on the edge of the ring. Ooh, niggas was flying, jumping, splash. Nigga hit that frog splash from 2/3 away. He was Montez Ford out this bitch. Match was good, man. Match was good. And you know what? This may be y'all, because you knew what was gonna happen in these next 2 matches. We kind of knew what was going to happen in this match, but the fact that these crackers still pulled it off, they're still my beer cheese match of the night. And I hate Dark State with a passion. Them niggas need to get fired next round. Okay. But did the match cook that good? It cooked that good. It was better than any match after it. Let's really just be honest. Let's get this shit out of the way. This match was better with that shit ending than what we knew what was gonna happen in these last 2 matches. Yeah, it was a feel-good moment in the main event, and we all know Zay and Chris don't care about what happened in that tag match. But still, this match was still good. This shit was lit. These boys showed up. They showed out. They put on time. They was jumping over barricades, shit in the ring, shit over the ring, on the side of the ring. Jesus Christ. These boys was cooking with gas the whole match. To be honest, I think it probably should have ended in the tie. And like Santino come out to ask for the 5 more minutes. And that's when fuck niggas should have attacked. So they didn't get the 5 minutes, like they didn't restart the match. That probably would have been a better finish because it ended in a tie then. But like you act like we can't keep this going. Like they can still run this back because there was no winner.
One final table match for all the tag gold. Hardys versus Dudleys. Old ass Spike Dudley runs out and puts their glasses on them. Funny how Bubba put his trademark Dudley glasses on Kinsey during the intros, and she immediately took them off. Dudley's hit the 3D right off the bat to Matt. They hit another to Jeff through a table. Match is still going. Both got to go through it, I guess. It's the greatest hits album of moves between these four, and hats off to them at this age for being able to do it. Jeff did this infamous swanton off a huge ladder spot to Devon, but it looks like Jeff's head might have landed on the bottom rung of the ladder upon impact. In the end, Bubba just accepts his fate and lets the Hardys put him through a table. The Hardys retain. They all hug. It took way too long for the Dudleys to give the Hardys their boots, but this was the Dudleys' swan song, whatever. Took way too long. Caesar, what'd you think of this shit?
I ain't give a fuck. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly. Sticks, what'd you think?
No, dope,
Yeah.
dope that they took the boots off in the ring. And like I just thought they were gonna take the boots off and leave them in the ring, but giving them to the Hardys, pretty dope move. Pretty dope move.
Yeah, I echo the same sentiment Caesar did. That was pretty neat how it was. I don't know if you want to say it was a passing of the torch, but I mean, both these tag teams, I mean, the Dudleys, they basically came out to basically do this one match, and then probably dip. It could kind of show, yeah, the nostalgia stuff after the end. Just you should have had them already unlacing the boots at the end after the match was done. But I mean, both these tag teams, they have a stake in tag team history, and has been have been pillars that have made tag team wrestling great. So I mean, okay.
Yeah, and just a note from the sheriff, he mentioned that Devon was having a real bad time getting to the back after the match. I mean, you could imagine he doesn't wrestle as often as Bubba does. I know Bubba doesn't wrestle as often either, but again, hats off to these senior citizens for putting on this extreme match, which takes us to the main event for the TNA Championship. Old Trick Willie versus Santana. Fight started before the ring bell. Trick hits Santana with the TNA belt. The match begins. Trick posted Santana, busting him open. Trick even gets in the face of Santana's daughter. She then slaps that Trick. Multiple false finishes. Crack ass lawyer there. Great story being told. Santana representing the spirits of TNA getting beaten and bloodied by Trick, only to come from behind to overcome and reclaim TNA gold for the brand. And that's exactly what happened. Spin the block and new TNA champion Santana, well deserved. Dolph comes out, but Elijah stops him. Frankie tries as well, but fails. Celebrates with his daughter in the ring. His daughter was just like, "Can we go home so I can play on my cell phone?" But I mean, it's a special moment for Santana. Like I said, well deserved. The man's put in the hours of time. He's had a hell of a career, a comeback story, if you will, from the Santana and Ortiz days. But yeah, it's been a privilege watching his rise, Sticks, from where he came from to where he is now. What do you think?
Yeah, you just had talked about 3 years ago when we were doing this podcast. TNA was kind of an afterthought, but being able to have all three of us watch TNA and to see somebody like Mike Santana, who had went off, like him and Ortiz went, they signed with AEW.
Trash.
There were like a lot of AEW stuff. They were hot and heavy in the beginning, then sort of started tailing off. And then Mike Santana he gets out of his contract. His contract's up. He comes to TNA. To see from day one when he showed up to where he is today is something that we've all sit and we've watched. Like we've seen him put in that singles work in TNA and get better and better and better. The story was there. There was a triple threat match at Slammiversary. He hit the finish. He was gonna win. And then Trick pulled his ass up, threw him out of the ring, and was able to get the pin on Joe Hendry to retain. So we all knew going in, Santana had to fulfill that promise to his daughter who was there in the crowd. Like the motivation, the hunger was there. He gets attacked pre-bell.
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting pre-bell, gets busted open. Like it's pouring. Like it didn't look like it was that big of a cut. But yet when you're watching and he's out there, like it is pouring like a faucet. And he's fighting through having to be able to not only try to see to build this stuff, but Trick's out here doing Trick things. He's got his cracker ass lawyer sitting there ringside. You know, they're doing all like Trick's doing whatever he can to retain that title because Trick is Trick. This is the Trick and A era. Trick's gonna do whatever he's got to do to retain this championship till he can possibly get his weasel his way into an NXT championship match. Santana had the odds against him. He was able to overcome them. He's able to do it. It's a great feel-good story. We talked about this match. I know why it ended, why it was the main event match, but match-wise, it shouldn't have. But the feel-good story itself was how you wanted to end the show. And now we're in the Mike Santana era of TNA. He's the face of the franchise. I mean, although Moose is officially the face of the franchise, but I mean, Mike Santana is the face of TNA right now. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully, it isn't going to be flat. I don't think it will be. He's put in enough work. This guy's going to be a fighting champion. This guy's going to go out there. You want a shot at him? All right, let's go settle this. Regardless if it's in the ring, if it's in the streets, if it's in a subway, this man's going to do it. So I wasn't mad at it. The other side of the coin, let's see where Trick goes. Like, is he going to actually get called up? Are we going to get a Trick and Mello reunion now that Mello and Mello don't Miz? There's some rough waters in that.
Mm-hmm.
Or is Trick going to be toiling in NXT until he gets released? I mean, it's going to be very interesting with both sides of this coin going forward.
And props to Trick for selling a slap from a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
What did you think of the main event of Bound for Glory?
This was a good match too, man. It was a real good match. We knew what was gonna happen, but it's still a real good match. Trick and Mike Santana. I'm just saying. Sorry, Sticks, but I'm just saying. Jason Alexander, you dumb bitch. Like, this was the model for you not to go to AEW. We said this nigga went with his dog. Great tag team work. Great tag team matches. Great tag team. Great. Go to AEW, get washed. They never won the world titles. Never won the tag team world titles at AEW. I mean, hell, even the Acclaimed won it once. And our boys, shots. What we want.
Well, hey, at least he's in the Don Callis World Order now.
Sure, injuring Kota Ibushi on Collision in the main event. Yeah, Kota Ibushi broken femur.
It's over.
Well, let's be honest. At this point of Ibushi's career, if he goes outside and the wind is over 10 miles an hour, he's probably going to pick up an injury.
He's got that Ray Phoenix disease in AEW.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you go to fucking AEW. You get that Ray Phoenix disease. I mean, who else is there? Oh, yeah, and another great person he wrestled, Will Ospreay. Gone, Swerve, gone. These niggas is losing niggas. That's why Orange Cassidy had to come back.
Hey, Jay fucking White.
Where he at? I heard Adam Cole came back and already got injured walking down to the ramp.
No, he got injured turning his camera on to do a Twitch stream.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Where the fuck is the doctor?
She's on Instagram just thotting around. Getting paid to thought. I don't even think she works at the company no more. I think she she's just doing shit on Instagram. I see this bitch on Instagram.
She needs to go to a fucking TNA. Breathe some life.
Yeah, and put some division. Put some life in the TNA Knockouts division, bro.
Her and the Virtuoso needs to go back. Like, those two alone could have like 4 months of matches that would just set TNA on fire.
Tyra Valkyrie. Send that bitch back too, bro. This shit would be great. Um, yeah, all TNA does is, I mean, not TNA, all AEW does is let Tony does whatever she wants, and then when they travel to a new city, they put your girl Harley Cameron on radio, just being crazy, because like she's the most entertaining besides Stokes. Besides Stokes, yeah. Old puppet girl. Now Sasha Trash is gonna win these tag team titles because she's paired up with
She
Harley
just
Cameron.
won her 10th fucking title, by the way. She's got
Yeah,
10
she's about
titles.
to win her 11th. She's about to win her 11th. Because Sasha Trash and Harley Cameron are winning these tag team titles, bro. It's not TJ. That's the obvious. And the heels they're going to beat is the Megasis. The Megasis. Yeah, daddy. That's a tree I like to climb. And fine ass Penelope Ford. Those going to be the bitches that they beat to win
No,
these
no,
tag team
Megasis
titles.
is going to be the tag team champions of Blacked.com.
You goddamn right about that.
All right, Cesar, let's get back to Trick and Santana.
Why are we talking about AEW?
I have no idea. Trick and Santana, what'd you think?
Why are we talking about? Oh yeah, because that nigga was dog shit on AEW. And like I said, he was there. They never won the titles. No, I digress. I'm just playing. I know what we're talking about. Yeah, this nigga has reinvented himself from a great tag team specialist with the Funky Monkey. Shout out to you, sir. You were good too in the tag team division to make himself a main event guy in TNA. Came back here, was fighting everybody, didn't care who it was, putting on a show. You know what I'm saying? Whoever it was. It could have been Joe Hendry. It could have been that nigga from the system. It could have been Moose. It could have been anybody. He didn't care. Could have been the hometown man if the hometown man was the thing back then. I don't think he was. But Mike Santana was doing the work, doing the dirt. Hell, even went to NXT and fought some crackers and spun the block on their ass too. And now he is the new TNA champion. I thought it was a great moment with the kid. He makes it seem like he did it for the family and all that other shit. Gave her the title, bended the knee to his kid, bowed down to her. And then, old Frank ain't have the cup. The cup's outside. Dolph got his bitch ass attacked, and here comes, hello, I am Elijah. So Dolph's country ass is laid out. Frank ain't got the cup, but he's in the ring. So this will be a great dynamic. But yeah, that old boy Mike Santana did it, man. He came back there. He said, I'm whooping ass. I'm taking names. He was talking from the soul in them promos, and then he did that shit. Yeah, man, can't be more proud of him. Great match.
Great ending to Bound for Glory. Yeah, that was a TNA PLE. We have future PLEs coming up such as Wrestle Dream this coming Saturday. I will be able to watch it. So if you gentlemen want to be able to talk about it, let's do it. We'll return next Monday to do so. Of course, the pay-per-view will be about 9 hours long, but we can hang in there, finish that shit, all 17 matches of it. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we do what we do best here on the tripod, and we give that big ups. Stallion Pete.